Thank you for joining us on CBN News Brief. My name is Wangui Ngugi. A recent speech by Somaliland's Uid leader Faisal Ali Warabe has developed into a diplomatic row between Somaliland and Djibouti. This started after Faisal Ali Warabe strongly denounced the Djibouti diplomacy towards Somaliland, which angered the Djiboutian Consular in Hargeisa. The statement from Somaliland's Justice and Welfare Party Uid chairman Faisal Ali Warabe, who said that Djibouti's mediation of the stalled talks between Somalia and Somaliland cannot be a neutral venue. He pointed out that the tiny Horn of African country is arming Somalia, the Somaliland arch rival, by contributing forces to AMISOM. The Djiboutian consular to Hargeisa, Mr. Hussein Omar Kawalie, was angered by the comments from the Uid leader. Mr. Kawalie, in a press conference held in Hargeisa on Tuesday, responded to the allegations from Faisal Ali Warabe. He said that Djibouti and its government have close working cooperation with the Somaliland government and its people, led by President Musa Bihi Abdi. The consular has indicated that Djibouti and Somaliland share many years of friendship in the areas of security and trade. He told that there is no direct contact between the Djibouti government and individual political parties in Somaliland. He said that the verbal attacks from Faisal Ali Warabe, which are targeted to the president of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Gelle, have reached a point where Djibouti could not bear with. He reiterated that Djibouti will await the right actions that the Somaliland government will take against Uid chairman. The consul has urged Faisal to refrain from the constant criticism against the Djiboutian leader. He said that if Faisal fails to stop it, then Djibouti will take action against him. The Djiboutian consular threatening to take action against Somaliland angered many Somalilanders, including politicians, parliamentarians, and ordinary citizens. Mahmoud Ali Suleiman Rama, Uid Secretary for Interior Affairs, has responded today to the Djiboutian consular, citing that he has crossed the diplomatic norms by making threats to the National Party leader. Mr. Rama said that Somaliland government should expel the Djiboutian representative in the country within 48 hours. The three lawyers named Dahir Mohammed Farah, Abdrizak Ismail Hassan, and Mohammed Ali Arif have been barred from working by a court in Hargeisa. They allege that the Chief Justice of Somaliland Supreme Court, Adan Haji Ali, has stopped them from appearing before courts. They added that the Chief Justice has taken the decision in retribution to complaints raised by the lawyers concerning the justice system in the country. The three had said that the Chief Justice does not have the legal power to stop lawyers from arguing before courts. The regulating body that can suspend the license of lawyers is the Commission of Licensing Lawyers. This comes 2 weeks after prominent human rights lawyer Mubarak Abdi quit his profession due to what he called the absence of rule of law. Members of Somaliland Lawyers Association, including most senior ones, today met to discuss issues related to the profession and a decision made by a court which suspended the three lawyers and accused of circulation of false news and propaganda against the judiciary in a press conference. The Prime Minister of the Federal Government of Somalia, Hassan Ali Kaire, closed the conference on Somalia cooperation, which was attended by representatives of the international community, representatives from international organizations, and representatives of more than 50 governments. In his speech, the Prime Minister talked about the political consensus in the country, a path to economic development, road development and road security, reliable justice systems, progress and cooperation in the development of the country and its people, as well as the international community based on national ideals. Mr. Hassan Ali Kaire said at the conference that cooperation with the leaders of the country has led to progress on change, stability, governance and the reform agenda jointly supported by the Somali people and international partners, which has resulted to the vision of the Somali people. All officials who gave speeches at the meeting agreed that significant progress has been made since the pre-2018 conference was held, and it was agreed to work together to sustain progress. International partners acknowledged the success of Somalia, praised the country's leadership for its progress on reforms, including public financial management, revenues, consultations with the new national plan, security reforms, the success of counter-terrorism operations, and the promotion of social services and reconciliation. The Prime Minister stated that Somali youth, the largest population in the society, are ready to participate in the development of the country. Women and people with special needs are ready to participate in politics, eliminating the old tradition that national politics should be governed by a small group of people. The high-level meeting, dubbed Somali Partnership Forum, officially started in Somalia's capital Mogadishu on Tuesday and was closed by the Prime Minister today. BBC journalist Hanna Yusuf, who was one of the brightest journalists in the British Somali community, died at the age of 27. Broadcasters, presenters and politicians joined a chorus of eulogies for Miss Yusuf, led by journalists with whom she had worked with. Hanna Yusuf was born in Somalia in 1992 and has been working for the BBC since 2017. Hanna started at the BBC as a researcher on the news at 6 and 10 in May 2017 before moving to the BBC News Channel and News at 1 and the website. Before joining the BBC, Hanna wrote for publications including The Guardian, The Independent, The Times, The Muslim News, The Pool and Grazia magazine. Her family said they hoped her legacy would serve as an inspiration as colleagues paid tribute to the brightest journalist in the country. Many will know Hanna for her incredible contributions to journalism and for her work at the BBC. She will be remembered for helping uncover the Costa Coffee manager's refusal to pay employees sick leave and for defending wearing the hijab, saying it has nothing to do with oppression, it is a feminist statement. In other news, a United States service member suffered a concussion injury from Monday's attack by the terrorist group Al-Shabaab at a U.S. military airfield in Somalia, according to U.S. Africa Command. In the aftermath of the attack, defense officials reported that there were no injuries or casualties at the Ballidoogle military airfield. However, on Tuesday, AFRICOM officials clarified that one U.S. service member suffered a concussion injury. The attack on Ballidoogle military airfield was one of two attacks conducted by Al-Shabaab in Somalia on Monday. In the attack on the U.S. military airfield, a suicide car bomber detonated a vehicle packed with explosives at the airstrip gate, according to Yusuf Abdurrahman, a regional administrative security official. The U.S. military conducted a self-defense airstrike in response to the attack, killing 10 militants, according to an AFRICOM news release on Monday. The second attack, also a suicide car bomber, targeted Italian peacekeepers in the state capital of Mogadishu. The explosion missed the European Union peacekeepers, but there were reports that some Somali civilians were injured in the attack. AFRICOM disclosed that there was another airstrike in the country on Tuesday, targeting one Al-Shabaab militant in a separate part of Somalia. Major political parties in Somalia have announced the formation of a coalition to rally their cause on matters of common interest and hold the government accountable as the build-up to the 2020 elections takes shape. More than 6 Somali opposition parties, including 2 major parties led by former presidents of the country, have joined hands to form the new political alliance following a meeting in the capital Mogadishu. Himilo Karan Party, led by the former President Sharif Sheikh Ahmed, and UPD, led by former President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, are part of the new alliance named Forum for the National Parties. Former President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud said the parties had agreed to form the Forum for National Parties, which will bring together the political parties in one umbrella. The former head of state said the forum will be a common ground for the parties to discuss common issues affecting the country and hold the government accountable. The FNP, Mohamud said, will consist of 2 key organs, the Supreme Council and the Secretariat. The former will be composed of leaders of the constituting political parties, while the latter will bring together all the secretaries general of the parties. Thank you for watching CBA News in Brief. Join Eunice Deco later tonight with detailed news.